Shalom, shalom. Following Yeshua, welcome again to the Rock. For those that are in the Ozark region, you experienced snow. Lots of snow. In my area, we got anywhere between 7 and 9 inches of snow. So it was a pretty good storm that came through. And one thing about, winter storms that come through is they can cause some damage. Some things that happened here, a tree fell over, actually a cedar split in two and fell over my goat pen. Yeah, a chainsaw, I was able to pull the chainsaw out and actually fell over the fencing. So, of course, we get outside and goats come outside when we come outside to get their food, and they see cedar and they go start eating the cedar, and they see the fences down, so they take off. Praise y'all. Chainsaws, we have several chainsaws, and we're able to very easily cut the tree up, put the fence back up, no problem. Solar panel, one of my solar panel stands got weighed down by snow. It maneuvered so the panel slid down, and no damage to the panels, no damage to the contraption that I made to hold the panels up, and no damage to the wiring. We're just gonna get that back up, no problem. Chicken coop though, this was that sticks. Usually we have more powdered snow out here. This snow is sticking. So it did a number on my chicken coop. My chicken coop is completely enclosed. It's a very large coop. You've seen it in many videos. And the snow held onto the chicken wire above it and bent. It damn near caved the whole chicken coop in. So we went out there and we fixed the chicken coop. It looks great now. Actually looks better than it did when I first put it up. But the whole purpose of this is, for this video is you're going to have spare parts. I have an area here on the rock that I call my junk pile, and it's just leftover anything. Wiring, it's leftover tubing, it's leftover conduit, it's any fire bricks that I may have cut up, put in our stoves, just leftover pieces of that. Tubing, PEX tubing, PVC tubing, or PVC piping. 2x4s that I may have cut, I didn't need all 96 inches, maybe I only needed 80 inches, so I'll stack that up into a section of 2x4s or 4x4s or 2x8s or 2x6s or 2x10s or 2x12s or whatever it is, pressure treated, non-treated. But also having a good stack and pile of 1x2s, 1x3s, 1x4s, 2x4s, 3x4s, 1x3s, different, 10 feet, 8 feet, 12 feet. So I was very easily, chicken wire. It's always good to have several rolls, brand new, completely unused rolls, whether it be 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, chicken wire, welded wire, red fencing that you get from Home Depot. But we were very easily able to attach basically kind of rebuilt the coop, and it's a very large coop, so we went out there as a family, and it took us a couple hours in the snow. Staple guns, zip ties, just the different things you're going to need to repair. And that's one of the things that I've noticed about homesteading is you have to have things to repair the things. You have to have stuff to repair stuff. Imagine if this coop had gone down and you didn't have the stuff. And also that same thing applies, y'all got it taken care of? It also applies to, just like regular car maintenance. How many people keep radiator fluid in a car? How many people keep, how many people know what size hosing you have, vacuum hoses in your vehicle? And do you keep some in the vehicle? There's nothing worse, or radiator hoses. Nothing worse than springing a radiator leak and you can't close it. Extra motor oil. Simple things, a gas can, a pair of pliers, a ratchet set. You can get those cheap Pittsburgh ratchet sets at Harbor Freight for like $5. Screwdriver, flathead, Phillips. Just having things that you're going to need, because you never know when you're going to need them, and that's really the issue, is that you never know when you're going to need the thing. Part of having that pile of wood, and it's a preparedness idea. Yes, there's the food. Yes, there's the water and the ammo and the firearms and the medical supplies. But how many people have everyday supplies stored up? just everyday things, especially if you're a homesteader. You know, I've replaced countless shovels with electrical conduit. You know, the metal piping that holds the wires inside. For those who don't know what it is, I've replaced countless shovel handles that I split and broke and whatever with that sort of stuff. You know, put the conduit in the head of the shovel, just drill the hole in each side of the head of the conduit, through a screw inside of there. Brand new shovel. I've even done it with some PVC pipe. I have some PVC pipe handles that I've actually used, and then stacked, put soil in the PVC pipe and packed it in really good, and it's a brand new. You have to be able to invent. You have to be able to see things and be able to fix things. That's really important when it comes to having a homestead, having even being productive in your own very life and getting the things done you need to get done. So now, you know, with the snow and everything that's taking place, we're not worried because we have the ability to repair. Screws. How many people keep screws? I keep countless boxes of the Starbit screws with different lengths, you know, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 3, 3 1/2, even 4. And then same with your normal, you know, black, what they call drywall screws. I use a lot of those screws, you know, in building out there, you know, on the homestead because they're cheap and they work. You know, my chicken coop has been sitting up for years, and I use those screws and leftover screws and nails that I, you know, got from reclaimed wood that people don't want. Having nails, having countless nails, you know, different sizes, different purposes. You know, we use our staple gun a lot here. Staple gun, staples. You have those tiny nails that you can use. I don't use those as much in my staple gun. I use my air compressor and crown staples and nails for that. But just having the ability, it's amazing how many people run out of stuff. PEX. You know, if you run PEX line for your water lines or whatever, having several 100 feet on storage is a great idea because you never know where you're going to use it. You never know when you're going to need it. How about the connectors and the elbows and the valves? If you know, what I do is I take kind of an inventory. I walk around and I look at the things I normally have on the homestead, and I buy extra. So if I use, you know, the brass connectors for my PEX, I'll go buy 50 of them and just store them away. Elbows, 50 of them. Valves, 10 of them. You know, and just put the stuff away because you never know where you're going to need it. And in times like this, you know, there's no guarantee that. I was talking to one of the sisters, and she said, "Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get off the property, or you wouldn't be able to leave the property right now." And I wouldn't be able to because we're literally snowed in right now. Literally. But when you have the things, when you prepare for a snowstorm, and not just a snowstorm, but when you prepare for life, a snowstorm has no effect. You just spend time with the family. That's what it is. It's a family day. So just putting this idea out there that preparedness is more than end of the world. It's for today. Our preparedness is what is going to make us, we don't have to leave the property, even though we've had some things, you know, trees fall, chicken coop, well, part of the chicken coop down there collapsed on itself. Solar panel issues, even with solar panels, do you have more wiring for your panels? You know, even as far as do you have an extra charge controller or two, an extra inverter or two? Well, my inverters cost, you know, $400 or $500. Then it's a good idea to save your nickels, pennies, and dimes and maybe not go out and eat so damn much. And maybe buy another inverter you can put back, or another charge controller or two you can put back, or wiring, or connectors, or whatever it is that you need. This is why people ask, well, why don't you do this or do that? I don't do this or do that. Go out here and just travel and drive around and see the whole world. I don't do that because my money goes into my homestead and my family. It goes into, so when things happen, we're not stressing. I just go to my inventory, see how much I have in my inventory. Okay, my inventory checklist says I have 5 of those. Now we have 4. Now we have to replace that one. Just an idea. We had this big storm come through, and it's wonderful knowing that irregardless, we're nice and safe. we're warm, we're comfortable, and despite the fact that there are some things that happened, we didn't worry about it, and we were very easily replaced. It was very easily replaced. Apply that to your life. Apply that to your life. Everybody has a savings account. Well, most people don't have savings accounts anymore, but people used to have savings accounts where just in case money. And the sad fact is, because so few people have just in case money anymore, they don't have those just in case things in their life. Just an idea. Bless y'all. Enjoy the picture and I hope you enjoyed the picture of the front screenshot or whatever you call it, because that's what our land looks like right now. Shalom.